Hello and welcome. So this is what we'll be building today, and it basically covers a couple of things. We actually played around with some cool layout, right? So I'm going to just dive in and demo what we'll be building straight away. All right. So we basically have the area section, and when we'll minimize it, I'm going to take this off. We basically have it on the mobile part. So I'm going to demo the desktop part here, the Evo. So when we scroll, you can see the smooth scroll effect that is actually powered by Lenis, right? So we have all of these. These are tabs, right? You can actually make it functional if you want. So these are actually the subscription cards. These are actually the testimonial section. Yeah, this is actually, I think, whatever we call it, the customer section, I think. Yeah, so we basically have this other section where the contact us section. You can contact us via WhatsApp. And finally, we have the photo section. Yes, so this is actually it. And I'm going to scroll up for you guys to see the flow. Nice, nice. So now you can actually play around with what we have in the hero section as well. And also, we have to consider the mobile part. So we have to minimize this. So I'm going to minimize it. And when we scroll, you can actually see, let's see the navigation first. This is what we have in navigation real quick. And we can close it out. So these are different sections with a smooth scroll effect coming in nice and expected. So you can see the different section here. These are absolute elements, and obviously this is the footer. So we'll actually do all of this and we'll deploy it in Vercel. And yeah, without further ado, let's get started. This is actually the actual route. And the very next thing you do is to go to the code button right here. You click on it and you're going to just grab this link. So you want to open up like any terminal of choice you obviously have. And in my case, I just have this and just open up my terminal in this case. Here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just do git clone, you paste in the link you copied and hit enter. Right, so this is going to try to clone this repository in this particular directory, right? So I'm just going to give it some time to clone. Now that it's cloned, we can go back and check the directory, right? So if you go back and check, it's actually here, right? So let's sit into that directory real quick. So it's verb actually. So ls, you can say we basically have all the project right there. So if you open it up, we have everything. So the very next thing we do is we try to install all our dependencies, and you can actually do this by doing npm install. This is going to install all our development dependencies, and give it a while. It's going to install real quick, and after that, we're going to just continue with the flow. Okay, so now it's done downloading. We just basically need to run our server npm run dev. It is going to try to start our development server, and we're just going to go with the flow. So while our server is actually trying to boot up, we can actually open up the actual project, right? So you can just come in here, show more options, open with VS Code. Okay, so this is actually like the when you clone from the start repository, right? So this is where you basically, I'm actually in the main branch, but in your case, you want to make sure you check out to the starter, right? So this is exactly where you'll be starting from, because there's a starter branch and there's the main branch. Starter branch doesn't contain all the finished code, but main branch actually does. So in your own case, you just have to check out the starter and do your thing. Yeah. So to check out is primarily very simple. I think I'll just show you guys how that works. Let me create a new dialog. Just a way of creating a new terminal, by the way. Um, yeah. So we basically have this. If you want to check out, you just want to do git checkout to starter in your own case, right? So another filter git or any parent. Oh, sorry about that. I have to sit into the web hosting. Okay, so you can run the command again. So you can see you need to be on the starter branch, right? But in my case, I'm actually coding in the main, so I have to be in the main branch. Okay, we'll go in here and main. Okay, all right, good. All right, so we should be able to have our server up and running now. And just want to click on this. All right, so it's going to try to compile, put it around here. And while it's compiling, we can go through the structure of the code. Now we just basically have our setup. We have the app directory. We have the components, our library. App basically contains, where you'll be putting all your routes. Basically, the component is where you want to include all your components. The library is where you want to include every set of utilities and so on. Okay, so now you can actually say that it's done loading, and then we're greeted with this page. All right, so the very first point of call is we want to set up the project, right? So how does the project work, right? And I'm gonna close this out. So as you can see, what we have here is we basically have some assets. We need to export those first, and then here we try to get the color scheme and so on, right? So I think what we're going to do is to first of all define the what's it called? The actual color we'll be using in this project, right? And the way that works is we can actually like do sort of primary and secondary color, right? So from here, we can actually see this color is actually quite a primary. It's sometimes appears as gradient right here, but the plain color we can include it here. Okay, so this is the color. We can just grab it, and we're going to call this. We're going to go straight to our tailwind.config. Let's increase the font real quick. Okay, so we have the extend. We have the colors, right? So I'm going to call this primary. So I need to grab it. Well, oh no, Control C. Yeah, you want to just paste it in here. Don't forget the hash before it. Right, so let's format this properly. Okay, so all right, so I think we are having that. Let's comment this out. Good. Okay, so now that we have that, let's see if there's any other thing we need. Yeah, so that's for the primary. Let's look for any other color, which is this. This is a black color. Is this the same as this? Oh, it's the same. So this is the black we'll be using. So that's our dark color. And what else do we have? What about this? This grayish. This will be our gray. That will be our custom gray. Okay. So I think that's it for most of the colors right there. Okay, almost the same here. So this is the title. That's pretty much text black. Okay, so we have here. So just for us to have a consistent colors, I think I'm going to update this color, not pure red, but this. Good. Okay. All right, so let's see what else we have. Okay, that is test grade. Okay, wonderful. So those are all the colors we'll be needing here for the most part. So let's export our assets. So we're exporting our assets. What we need is to basically, start from the top, which is this. Let's try to export this. Preview, export. So we want to actually rename this to our logo. Okay. Then we have this image. So we can as well just grab the entire thing here. Hold Shift and click on each of them. So you want to group it, use Control G. So let's export. This is the preview. We have all the shades of triangles, right? And the next thing is for us to just, export it. Okay, so this is going to be the walking lady. All right, so what else do we have? Yeah, so we have this logo group session. We're going to export them bit by bit. Logo G1. So this will be logo G2. As logo G3. Logo G4. Logo G5. And lastly, we have logo G6. Okay, so we'll grab all the logo now that we have all of them. Good for us. And what else? Oh, we have this Let's See quotes logo. So we can export this as well. You can just call this quote. Quote. If I could spell. Okay, so we basically have this section here. So this section basically very similar with the one at the top, right? So we can continue and just export them individually. So this logo bottom one. Same thing here. Bottom two. Okay, so let's rename this. Logo bottom 3. Let's get the fourth one. Logo bottom 4. This should be the fifth one here. Yeah, and lastly, Okay, good. All right, so we have all of those, and other thing that we need to do is this shape here. Yeah, so we can just have one, then rotate it. I think they are all the same, but different in size though. Different in size, of course. Okay, so what we can do is to grab this. Okay, so let's just can just export it individually. So we have to triangle one, triangle one shape. Go to shape. Yeah, triangle three shape. So we basically have all of the shapes. And this is the little WhatsApp icon. Let's export it as well, just in case we need it, which we'll do. Right. So name this to sub icon. And finally, I think the other thing we need is this guy. So export. This will actually be the footer logo. Right. So we have everything we need, I think. So with this, we can just dive into the actual core implementation. Right. So let's go. And most of the time, when you do this, when you see this error, you just have to restart your server. So let's clear this out and dev. We're not using sorry. So we're actually using npm run dev. Okay, so and also we need this kind of color. So I've actually done something here where this is actually the color for the gradient. Yes, so we can just use this instead. So yeah, we can define something within our our globals.csx and specify this. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to global.css and go to, let's give it a class and call this one gradient. I want to use the Tailwind apply class, and we'll call this is going to apply this class to it. So yeah, so this is actually very simple for you to be able to know this. You just have to go in here, right click on this, and click on the fill property, and you can see this is the from, right? So the from part, this is it, and this is what you have here in your from. So this is actually the linear gradient where it's actually going to definitely this. This is this, right? You have it here, and then you want to do kind of is from left to right. You can see the positioning is from left to right, which is the angle. So definitely you want to say bg gradient dot to left. So this will actually put it towards the left. All right. So I think that is what you need to do, right? And we did run that while we're getting the error again. Okay, so let's refresh it. Okay. Okay, still loading, still loading, still loading. Okay, then we are good. All right. Okay, so now we'll start the proper core implementation, right? So let's start out with the navigation here. So let's do this. Okay, so go in there and we want to close out the things we don't need. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a new folder, called sections. Not really there, so just put it within the component folder, move it in there. We have sections. In case we have cards, you can include cards as well. Cards, right? So we want to think about the things we'll be needing. So app, go to page, and we want to remove everything here. So let's go to navbar. So we already have a previous component called navbar. It's not perfect. We have to make it work. And so let's define the different section. So this is navigation. What else do we have? Sections. Let's create a new file. We need the euro section. Yeah, so what other section do we have? Logo group section. Right. So I want to do RFC. Okay, logo group, and what else? This is actually the subscription section, I would say. And then we have the testimonial section. Okay, so we have the we serve over 100 Nigerian websites. That's weird. Okay, well, what we're going to call that section? So we can just call it partners. Not really partners, but customers. Yeah, customers section. Okay, so we're here to make website. Yes, contact us. And finally, we have the footer. Okay, so we basically have all of these sections, and the next thing we do is to make sure that we put them within the actual page, right? So based on how they appear on the actual design. So we have the navbar. The very next thing we have is the hero. So we have the logo group. Our subscription. So we have subscription, we have the testimonials, and we have the customers. And then we have the okay, this is the customer and this is the contact us. And finally we have the footer. Okay, good. So the very next thing we do is to try to close off everything, focus on what we'll be working on, which is the navbar. You can just have this pinned, close it out. And before that, let's get all our images in. In the public directory, create a new folder called images. And we want to grab the entire image and put it right there, right? So grab it from here to here, I think. Just drag it and drop it within the images. Boom, good. So now we're done with the entire setup. We'll actually start up by working on the navigation real quick. All right, so let's start the navigation and let's go back. This is what we have. Good. and scroll here. All right, so let's grab what we have here basically. Okay, so we have the logo and some of the pages here, and let's do that. And then let's grab services about yeah, so our services, let's add more of the links here. Contact. So I think on the right we just have the account and then the phone. Yeah, so yeah, exactly. So I mean why we're actually using Lucid React. Let's grab this icon from there. Okay, let's copy the JSX. So let's make sure that this is div. Color, we need to grab this color. So that's actually a primary color. If you take a look at it, let's refresh it. Okay. So we have some sort of separator, if you notice, right here. So this we can get from Shadcn. So you copy the installation command there, go to your terminal. Or you can just go a one in here or whatever. Let's close this out. Hit enter. So it's going to install the separator component. And while it's installing, let's try to use it. So just grab it here. And we'll import it right here. So the separator is between the account and the phone number. So the orientation is actually vertical. Okay, so let's give it some height. Okay, so the height here is like 19 pixels or whatever. That's like one rem. Let's do it. Okay, yeah, something like that just works. Or 6. Okay. All right. So yeah, this is actually the general structure of it. And one other thing we need to worry about is the mobile version of this, right? So let's fix it. So we have the hamburger, the SVG. So let's create one. So let's download the SVG. So we're gonna call this hamburger. We can just paste it here, or we'll create some sort of SVGs, right? Just make it separated. Yeah, so we have that inside. And then what do we have? We need all of these links. And yeah, so the last one, which is count. Okay. Okay, so we have majority of the stuffs there. And when it's actually litty, we just want to take this off, right? So yeah, so just take it off. So let's play around with the width of this thing. Let's do 4 of the actual logo. Okay. Okay, sweet. As expected here, so we have that. All right, so that's that for that, and then we basically have this little to show activeness or in okay, you're in the current page or whatever. Since we don't really have multiple pages in this tutorial, it's just a single pager. We may not be needing that here. All right, so what next? We try to work on the hero section. Close this out, open up hero, right, pin it up, and let's go this section. Okay, so in the hero is primarily straightforward. The only thing we are interested in, we have like 2 sides of it. So side 1, the left side, and the right side. So the right side is actually very much easy, owing to the fact that it's just the images. Walking lady. Okay, so while on the right hand side, we have to do a basic setup. So we have a div that contains some tabs or whatever, and then we have another paragraph that contains this large text. Copy that and paste it in there, and after that we have another paragraph that contains more of like the subtitle. Then after that we have another div that worries about the buttons. Yes, so basically I have our button, and we just want to say, okay, the main button. So the text there, the first one is create an account. Alright, so yeah, so the first one we have is create an account, and the other one we have is choose your plan. Okay, so these tabs on the other hand, we need to look for a component that does this. Right, so let's check Shadcn if we have any similar component for tabs. Oh, this is a cool one. That's the only one we're looking for, though. Well, we can use this as the tab. We just have to modify the colors and stuff like that. Right, so you can do this, you can use this. Okay, let's see if there are other ones. If there isn't, we can just use that. It seems there isn't. Okay, so let's just use what we have, which is this tabs. Copy that. Install it. So that was going to definitely install. Okay, does it have an underline? That's another thing. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. We can modify the way we want it to be. Okay, so we have the little tab there. Good. Okay, so let's focus on our tabs. So we have the hosting. Hosting, we have the domain. We have the SEO. We have the email. So the content does not really change much because I think they are all the same. So might as well just forget about the content for now. Yeah, so let's see what we have. Okay, so we can actually, modify it globally if we want. Right, so the BG is actually like white. So go to the UI library, go to tabs. So test lit 500, we need to change that. Right, so test lit 500 to white. Okay, so we mean the BG, sorry about that. 400 test lit. Okay, so if it's actually like selected, we need to give it text primary. So let's look for anything that has to do with like selection or something like that. Let's clear this out. Okay. So if it's selected here, it's actually having some weird something here. Okay. Let's just use your primary for this case for time being. Alright, so what I've done is to basically go into the tabs, the CSS, and make some modifications. Yeah, so here is where we'll focus on. So you can scroll to the right and see whenever the state is active, I want to make sure that there's actually um, a bottom border, right? And I set that to primary, and also the text should be of primary color. I think we can just grab it from here, put it here, and forget about this one. Yeah, that should fix it. And also, yeah, so let's try this out if this works. Oh, that doesn't quite work. Let's refresh it. Still doesn't work. Okay, so we're going to undo that real quick. So it obviously has to be separated. Okay, so then we got it. Alright, so the very next thing is we want to make sure that it's actually like bold in color. Alright, so let's do that. And class name, for that board. And also let's try to see semi-bold 15. Okay, maybe text. Nice, completely fine. So let's do it for the rest. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Right. So we have quite a lot, and the other one should actually be having borders as well. Right. So the border should be a very long thing. Okay. Border. Let me just do red to know, or blue 600. Okay, so yeah, so this will actually be bottom, for our bottom. Okay, so if we do not specify color, we have this little gray effect, which is okay. And what we want to do is we want to make sure that it's actually in the same position as the highlighted one. Yeah. So what we do in that case is we specify the outline. Yeah. So let's see if we can do that. Underline offset or border offset. Oh, there's just like border offset. Now that is a problem. That way don't work. There's no way for us to offset it. Now that is a problem, yeah. Okay. Okay, could this be the height? See. Reducing the height, does it affect it? Yeah, it does. So reducing the height basically allows us to reduce what we have there. So creating the effect we wanted. Right, so good. And what else do we have? Good, I think we are done with that part. So what we're going to do next is we want to grab the actual styling of this one, which is 64, by the way. Go in there and come in here. Four pixel, and yeah, there we go. And the color is a little bit different. This is the color, so let's see what we have. I think it's called dark. Yeah, so text will be dark. Good. And also the same thing applies here. This is just 16, a regular kind of thing. Custom gray. Okay, so the very next thing is our buttons. Not looking good. Yeah, so let's do it. We need to give our button like a width of 160. Let's update the main button. So the width here. Oh, the height, that is actually the height, not the width. The height here is, I don't know. Let's select it. Let's select this. The height is not really coming up. Is this 48 or what? That's tricky. Okay, so first off, let's give it a class name. Gradient. Remember, this is the same gradient we created in our style.css. Just so you know. Style, yeah, global style.css. We just did the application and this is the gradient. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna close this out. It seems the width is too much. So 200. Yeah. 180. Good. So yeah, almost like that. Choose a plan on the other end. Just BG white, border black. Let's give it the same width as the other one. Okay, so now it's making much sense. So we can wrap this as a flex container. Flex, let's give it a cap of 6. Okay. Okay. So now we need to take it away from the top. Right. Okay, like that. And the very next thing we do is we position it alongside the image. So flex row color. So yeah, and also the next step is we have to position it at the middle. So item center. Okay. margin top 32, and if it's desktop, we just want to do 16. So we need to have some sort of wrapper. So wrap the entire thing. Okay, so we are almost there, not perfect yet. We just want to yeah, something like that. Yeah. So let's see the mobile version of it. So let's make sure we'll make this a little bit smaller. The title is way too big for mobile. Okay, so text is only a thing, but 2XL, something like that. Okay, so let's close that out. And then I want to do MY6. Okay, so this is only MY0 for desktop. We might not need it at all. Oh, okay. You need some MY as well. So let's do 8. Okay, so we have some leading issues, right? If you take a good look at it. Alright, so let's do leading. Okay, so we have a leading here. 2.5 RAM. Let's do 4 RAM. Let's see. Yeah, should actually be for desktop only. Sweet. Okay, so that's perfect or near perfect. All right, so we'll go in here. Okay, when we over, we don't want to see this color as a background, so let's remove that. Okay, so perfect. Yeah. All right, so let's get into the other component, the um, logo grid section. Let's do that. Okay, so we have two major divs. So the first div is this one. Second div is this. Right, so we have lots and lots of images. We have one on the top and we have another one at the bottom. So let's do this. Okay, so let's see what this one is. Oh, okay. And actually 48 pixel. So, oh, I think another thing we could do is to just grab the entire thing, right? Yeah, that would be way better. Crop it out, preview. Perfect. This looks more cleaner, right? And good ball. Okay, so we need to give some spacing between here and here, I think. Let's take this off and see what we have. Yeah, it's too much. Is it 44 there? Okay. Good. So we can take out all of this. No needed. Completely unnecessary. Alright, so we'll take all of this off. And we still have our group section. Good. Good, good, good. Alright, so what else do we have? So this is actually the subscription section part, right? And we have to make sure that it's actually in order. And yeah, so let's worry about how we can implement this. This is going to be a card, by the way. So let's start from here. So we have the monthly. So we have like a little div. So we'll be using Shadcn switch here. So let's search for that. Switch component. There we go. Good. This is what we'll be using there. Now let's do New York. Yes, the same thing obviously. Okay, so let's install it. Native console, duplicate root. Okay, so now that it's done installing, we want to move on to something else. Let's use seed implementation. So we import it first. And there we go. And just grab all of this. Just this should be fine here. So we don't need some sort of label or whatever. So the ID here is going to be subscription switch. Okay, good. So the color has to be this. Okay, let's refresh this. Okay, that's weird. It's not coming in. Let's see what it takes in. Let's go check the API reference. Data attribute. Space enter. Okay, so let's see if this work here. Let's try it out if that works. I doubt. Okay. This color doesn't work. That's strange. Okay, let's do a quick Google search for that. Change Shadcn switch color. Okay, I think it's opened up as an issue already. So let's see. Someone suggested this. Oh, I was close, yeah? So when it's unchecked, it has a different color. I was so close. Alright, so grab that. And obviously just paste it here. So what we're interested in is if it's checked, it has to take this color. Yes, sir. Instead of square brackets. And okay, there we go. If it's checked. So if it's unchecked, it has to, let's forget about unchecked for now and say, yeah, you can take this. So if it's checked, good. That's what's needed. Okay, so what else do we need? Okay, monthly, yearly, and then the little discount tag. Yearly. Okay, let's give you some padding and then the border radius. So rounded is like 8 pixel, which is understandable. Rounded is 8 pixel and px8 py4, something like that. Okay, the py2, px2, and px4. Okay, yeah, something like that, yeah. Okay, so center, and yeah, so let's even like style what we have already. This one is taking text 50 pixel. Okay, yeah, we've given it like small space off of that. Good. Okay, so let's do monthly and yearly. Okay, so give it a little gap. Okay, so let's see. I'll reduce this on py to 1, right, and px to maybe 3 or 2. Okay, or 2. Okay, so the other part we want to do is we create this little one. Yeah, so remember what we did here. We're going to utilize the same idea to design this part, right? And it's completely straightforward. Yeah, so let's do it. Okay, so this section. Okay, let's call this a div. You can take all of this inside of it. Okay, let's create another div. Okay, so I can as well just pin this, pin all of this, and close out the rest. So yeah, hero section. Alright, so we have something like this. So we have to put the input there. So the two things we have is basic and premium. So width doesn't really affect it, which is weird, right? So let's do basic here. Okay, so let's frame this we want to put it at the middle. Shower it. Flex, justify center. Let me take it off. Okay. Okay, so we have the premium, we have the basic. So we need this border to be a little bit high, but we'll see what we can do. Yeah, so okay, so we'll leave it like this for now and worry about it later real quick, because as far as we have the premium and the basic coming in nice and clean, we should be just fine. Click on it, click on it. Oh no, okay, you can close that out. Okay, let's check it in mobile. Okay, clean. Okay, so what next is this card. So let's create a card. Yeah, so create a new file. Subscription card. So okay, so we need a way to be able to like passing stuff into it. It's almost the same, like in terms of the only thing that changes like the price. So if that's the price, I think the title, the rest are pretty much the same. If you check it out, yeah. So let's design it that way for now. So what we're going to do is we need to, you know, just pass in the title and then the price. Okay, so we have the BG white, and then we have the border here. So border. And over BGY still remains the same. Okay, so we paste them all in, and we have the last one. So let's grab the check icon. Okay, so that is good. And then what I want to pass to it is the index here. So anytime you're looping, you basically have to pass in the index there. Okay, I think we are good. And what else you might say? Okay, so let's grab the appropriate styling. This is 28 semi-bold. Yes, this is 42. This is actually 12 pixel. And test black. but this on the other end. Just put it here. Semi-board. Okay, so let's see how it looks like. So let's just get an array of title. Okay, we can do that or not. Well, I think we can do that. So copy it and just duplicate. Pass the title. So the price and the index here. All right, let's see what we have. Okay, nice. So the text has to be black in the main button. And semi-input too. Okay, so one other thing that is missing is the border. So there's a color for the border. Okay, so the rounded is like 15 pixel. Okay, so that's like 1 or something. Okay, so there's actually padding. P8. Okay. Oh, actually 15 pixel on 8. 10 pixel. Okay, good. Okay, this is what we have. Good, as expected. So what I want to do is to align it. They're taking all of the full width now. Right, so can do flex and justify between curve sustain. Okay, most of the time it's like you justify around it, not really between, but around, because there are spaces around it. So it will space around, okay. Very good. So it is as responsive as can be. Perfect. Perfecto. All right, so let's get it away from the top. See if that's too much. About right. Yeah, maybe a little bit lower. Okay, something like that. Okay, so now there's actually some sort of, in the button, we have some sort of effect. Yes, so I think we might want to remove that. Isn't it? So we might want to remove that little shadow effect in the button. Shadow none should take that off. Good. Okay. So we are now straight to the testimonial section. Yeah. So let's see what we can do here. Okay, we have some curl, like testimonial curls here and there. Yeah, so it's actually very distant, by the way, so it's fine. So there are some like logo we'll be picking from here as well. Okay, all right, so let's get into testimonial section. Okay, so these two are different sections, by the way, but let's see what we can do here. All right, so we have, let's say we have two divs, one on the left and two on the right. So two on the left and two on the right. So the first one basically is a paragraph with this. Okay, so this we need to use some sort of card here. So we'll create a card. Call it testimonial card. this will take, it will actually take the logo, the name, and the position, I think. Right, so it will take a lot of things here. So let's just take the entire icon. So to take the logo, the logo URL. Take the review and take the name, row, or and I call it row or position or whatever. Yeah, so yeah, that would be it for us. So I can edit the structure each of them, logo, review, name. Okay, so what do we have? We have the logo first. Right, so we have the review. And then we have this little quote. We have to export it. Drag into our images. And yeah, so just a similar thing, yeah. In this case, small quote. Okay, so after that, so we have the name and then the position. Okay, so this or the other hand has to be absolutely positioned. First of all, this has to be the relative parent. Relative. And we'll grab all of this, paste it in here. Absolute top 0 left minus 2 rem. Just rough estimate, we'll check it out later. Font board. Custom gray. Okay, the other thing I think is missing is the actual review. Or the review is here. Okay. Let's wrap it inside the p tag. Okay, so that's almost decent. Alright, so let's check it out in real life. And yeah, so you can just have the data. Can just say card one. Images slash the CLI logo. Let's see. Logo button one. Okay, the CLI. Okay, this is it. I'm just gonna rename that. Grab that. So VGCs, I think this has to be renamed to an underscore. Okay, go back, clear out the rest, and underscore. So we have the logo, we have the review. We have the title. Then we have the position. Testimonial. Okay, so let's fix the related quote moving off. And also, let's not forget to add a shadow. Okay, so what was the pattern? Let's give it some pattern. Okay, so something like that, yeah. So the opacity we have to drop, I think. Okay, so let's do the spacing. Okay, so let's check the actual review. Okay, so this is what we have. Sweet. Right, so now we have something like this. We can be able to play more with it. So that's our card. So let's get this style here. 48 extra board. Okay, so I think we're done with the first part. Ready to get started from Lenis. Well, yeah, this is actually like a board. Yeah, it is a my board. So let's fix it. Good. Okay, so the other thing that we might worry still about is this one, right? The one on the right. So we have this, we have this. So this will be our card 2. So JPNGNL. JPNL. Okay, now there's this one. Okay, we have Jane Cooper. So we have live on brandy. Let's see if we have that. Live on brandy, that's 4. Okay, we do have it. So the name here is Christian Watson. Copy that. Paste it right here, and then this is the position. Okay, good. So we need a way to be able to put this in one place. Yeah. Okay. This card 2, and obviously this simple card 3. Okay, so yeah, so we need to specify our gap. Yeah, something like this. And so flex column. Mm-hmm. Good. So what we want to do though is you can see that this is a little bit pushed inwards, right? So let's see if we can do that. Okay, so this one is actually pushed inwards. Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, something like that. So we've been able to achieve that kind of complex design so easily. So on mobile, we don't want to have that kind of behavior. So mobile is going to conform back to the original shape. But from this screen size upwards, it's always like that. It makes sense. Okay, so that will actually be our details from real life customers. I think we should add a little bit of margin. Okay, all right, that's good. What else do we have? We have this section, customers we serve. Yeah, so we're going to, just grab all of this. Ctrl G, group them all together, and go to the bottom logo group. Let's add it to a list of images. Yeah, so we go back to the logo group section. I'm just going to grab everything here. Customer section. Okay, so meanwhile we change the name. I reused one component if we wanted. So it's very much the same thing, right? And then okay, the images, bottom group logo, I think. So it's actually bottom logo group. Oh. Okay, nice. All right, what else do we have? We have this section. This section is like contact us, part of it. Okay, so what else do we have? Well, we do have like a kind of div that we have right here, and at the same time we have a text, which is this. So we have to style this. For pixel. Alright, so 3XL we apply for smaller screens, while 64 pixel we apply for medium screens upwards, medium, large, extra large, and so on. Alright, so let's give it a proper color. Let's see if we have this already. Desktop. Yeah, we do. In our Tailwind config, and we have a button. Okay, there's one little WhatsApp icon here. That's icon left, routes. Okay, let's see what we have. Okay, so that's brilliant, yeah. So we're able to achieve that quickly, and we need to worry about a couple of other things, yeah. And that will be so take these and put it within here as the wrapper. And one other thing we might be missing here is there's a background color. Yeah, so let's have that. Okay. Okay, so rounded is like 16, rounded it. Okay, seems not to be rounded. Okay, now it's rounded now. So the button is far from the top. Good. Okay, so we need to put in our absolute position element to the top, left, and then the right. So this has to be relative. So triangle one, shape PNG. So do something very similar. 23. Okay, so 1, 2, and 3. And it has to be absolute, the first one. Bottom 0, left 0. Let's see if that comes up. Okay, so T1 shape Oh, these are actually images, not spelled correctly. Okay, so this is like almost at the bottom. Yeah, almost at the bottom. But I think not really at the bottom. This is the bottom. It's actually far off the bottom. So it's going to be bottom foreign. Okay. So left minus one rem. Yeah, something like that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So position the first one, and the second one. Okay, let's position the last one. Okay. Copy this, paste it here. Bottom for right. Good. So now we need to position this bad guy. So this has to be top. Um, Top 0. Okay, so 0. Okay, so it's still at the middle, which is cool. Then we just have to navigate it here. So top minus one rem. Okay, that's almost good, but it's not completely at the middle. A little bit shifted to the left, right? So this is shifted to the left. We can do. We can't really necessarily do left because that's more like an outside pattern. Okay, but let's see if we can just do. Oh, okay. Yeah, we can do that. So foreign 8 rem. Yeah, something like that. Okay, maybe just this is 10 rem. Yeah, something along those lines. Okay, sweet. So this coming in as expected. And minimize this. Take this off. Okay, you can see basically I have all the positioning in place. Okay, so now we have to worry about the last section of it, which is this and the footer. And let's see what we can do real quick. Yeah, so let's see. All right, let's get the footer component. There we go. So let's say we have like 2 divs or 2 subsections, and then first we have our logo. We have the footer logo, and we have this lit you, I think, description. Paste it right in there, right? And yeah, I'm just focused on the top part. Worry about every other path later on. Okay, so these are all links, whatever. So what we'll be doing is we need a way to know the list that we basically have. here. So what we can do is service links. Say domain. Shared hosting, cloud hosting, private hosting. Right, so let's copy and paste this here. This is hosting links. Cheap hosting. Hosting WordPress. Email hosting. Hosting unlimited. So company links. We have the about. We have the career, and then I think we have the contact us. So, and finally, what do we have? We have the help links. FAQ. And finally, we have the app support. So in the pages, we don't want all this white space margin on both the left and right. So in our pages, page.txt, we want to take this out of here, right? And place it here. MT4. Okay, so what else do we have? All right, let's create what we have above. So we need the actual title. Data index. So what we want to put in here is just a paragraph of the data, and then the index, of course. So grab it. Let's see what we have. text white. Okay. All right. MT6 should be decent. I'll 8 if you don't mind. Okay, so there we go. And the thing is, this one has like a very gray kind of text color. Okay. Yeah, so we do the same for hosting company. Yeah, hosting company and links. Okay. So the other thing we're going to do is to bring everything together here. Okay, nice. So what we're going to do now is okay, so we can just specify some sort of maximum here. Let's check it for mobile. Okay, so okay, so we basically have all of those. What we want to do is to put in the proper patterns. Okay, nice, nice. And finally, we need to be able to pass in this one at the bottom. Yeah, so let's have that. Okay, we can as well just, well, it depends. We can as well just put it at the bottom here. Okay, over here. Okay, so click on this, make sure it's selected. It's not selected. That's weird. Okay, let's refresh it. Oh, we're having issues with our network. And oh, okay, since our network got disconnected. Okay, we connect it back. Okay, reload this. Okay, so this is it. Okay. Current access stroke width. I'm looking for one thing. So the color has to be whatever. So we'll specify that. This is stroke width. This is size and how big it's going to be. Okay, so let's have that first. Worry about the other part later. Okay, we'll do white and okay, so this is the reason we won't put it here. Put here. So okay, 1, 2, 3. We don't want this to be part of this. Just find between something like that so you can. Yeah, so I can't put all of this here. Alright, so flexible gap 4. Okay, so then we've been able to, do that. Let's check it in the mobile view part. Right, so here, for some reason, we don't need it here. Support build with. Okay, so we need it to appear, but it can actually appear without. Okay, so I think this is too much. Yeah, so we can just do P8. Yeah, something like that. Support. Okay, so now there's a little bit of problem here. So I don't like the way it's been aligned. So let's put this within a paragraph. So also with this. Because this is actually a div really. So okay, so we just remove it in mobile, I think. Healing the block. Okay, build with Gemara with love. Modus. Go the latest span. With love. Oh, okay. If we have a paragraph and then we have a span inside, it should just work. Not sure why it's broken up. Okay, I think that was decent. Good. Okay, all right. Okay, so officially we've come to the end of this section, right? So you can see what we have. You can see we're using tabs to achieve all of this. Being able to scroll down a bit. Then we have this. So one of the things I would love to do is to actually use Lenis, right? So it's very easy to set up for us to have a very smooth scroll effect. So go to page. So we're going to actually use Lenis here. So what I will do is to go to some of our previous projects, go to repository. I'm just going to copy the boilerplate we have for Lenis. So I think we have it here. So I'm going to click on that and go to source, go to app, go to page here. So exactly, so we're going to just copy this and paste it right in here. And meanwhile, before you do this, let's put the use effects at the top level. We have to mark this as a use client. So we have to install this. Okay, so we'll wait for it to install that. And then we're just going to add this at the top of our component. And refresh. As you can see, we basically have this smooth scroll effect. Coming in nice and clean, as expected. Right, so this is it. Scroll up, scroll down. Good. So the very next stage is we want to deploy this little piece of application. So before we do that, we want to make sure we are able to run build successfully. So I'm going to stop the server and just do npm run build. So while we're doing that, we can actually just go to open up Vercel. If you don't have an account, you might want to create one. Click on new, right? Click on new. Okay, so click on project. Okay, so it's still building, right? So meanwhile, while it's building, we need want to push all our changes. Sure. So we want to commit that, sync the changes. Okay, wonderful. Right, so let's see what we have. Hope we're not having any errors or whatever. Yeah, so it's still building. So meanwhile, while we wait for that, we can as well just import this. Let's go back. Let's refresh so it has like the recent changes I just made. So yeah, let's see 16 hours ago. That's not a good sign. Because I just made my changes now. Okay, maybe we'll refresh again. It's going to populate. Never mind, let's just import it and see. Deploy. So deployment has started. Right, so let's see if our building is still was able to build successfully. Yeah, it was. Good. This pages were collected successfully and everything was run. So it's going to build now on Vercel. So give it some time to process. Okay, it's done building. It's going to start the deployment process. Voila! So we've been able to deploy this application successfully. And you want to click on continue to dashboard. Okay, click on the link. Boom, there we go. This is actually our application, all hosted now and doing great. Yeah, so basically have the hosted version. This is it. This is it. Wonderful. Yeah, thank you so much. And with this, we've come to the end of this session. And yeah, catch you on the next one.